Travis Whitaker here. Just wanted to be visiting with you today about the first wholesale I was just able to wrap up on Monday this week. Kind of give you a little breakdown on how it went down, how I found the property, some of the things I learned about it, and hopefully give you something that's definitely going to benefit you down the road. And really started this journey about February. Listened to Dean talk, figured out, hey, this is something I want to do. It's something I think I could definitely do, and I definitely think it's going to be one of those avenues to create some wealth for me down the road, and not have to work so hard, which is always a good thing, to spend more time doing what you want to do. Work hard at the things you want to work hard at, and to give you some of that freedom. So the home I wholesaled, I actually used to live in the home, and knew the gentleman that was selling it, and found out he was selling the home. So I reached out to him and I told him, hey, the home's going to need a lot of work. He used to live there. It's going to be walls. There's things that that weren't permitted. So there was a lot of things that had to be fixed in the home, and we spent about a month going back and forth. It wasn't a one-day wonder, and the next day I sold the deal. I kind of learned a long time ago, there's nothing special about me. It's just going to take a lot of work, and I'll take the ones I get lucky, but usually for the most part things are going to take work. So it took about a month, and finally was able to go into contract, and ended up using the contract from Real Estate Property Pro. We were able to go in, under at 220 on the home, and once we did that, we built our cash buyers list through bandit sites, ghost ads, through meeting people at the investment community, the Rockies, a real estate investment club here that runs the front range in northern Colorado, Fort Collins, Denver, Colorado Springs, that whole area. So went under contract. Took me about 3 weeks to really kind of get a solid lead on the home, and what we did is went had the agent go over, look at the price, kind of figured out what would sell for. And from that point, we knew we were probably looking at around 300,000. I think it was about an $80,000 gap from what the seller wanted and what it would probably sell for once it was rehab. So numbers were a little tighter than what I wanted, but I figured I could still make something out of nothing, and we went that route and got her done. But we sent the list out to all of our cash buyers. Again, we had about 50 at the time on our cash buyers list. Going through this process, we've definitely added some solid new cash buyers to it. Really met some great people, guys. 73 properties in Florida, sold them all off, looking at completely moving up to the northern Colorado. So they're going to be sitting on a lot of cash, and tons of cash buyers. And one of the greatest things I was able to do is I really drilled down on the numbers, got really good, and so we finally settled on 228 is what I was going to offer the contract at. And so sent out a flyer through our real estate investment community, and had an open house. And so I was able to meet face to face with a lot of people that were serious, sitting on cash, get their contact names, numbers, what they were looking for, a whole 9 yards, and definitely kind of understand a little more about them, and some great cash buyers off of that. So that was a very valuable tool to do. And but how I was finally able to get this deal done is during this training, when I was reaching out to real estate agents, talked to one guy. Didn't have him send me any listings, anything of that nature, but I told him, hey, do you, this is what I'm doing. He's like, I've worked with several people that are into investing, and so I knew he had several people. So I reached out to him directly and said, hey, you said you got some cash buyers. I got this property. Do you want to go take a look at it? And so he grabbed his cash buyers, and they came over and took a look at it, and I was there with them. And it ended up, they were there probably about an hour, so I definitely knew they were pretty serious about buying. And the buyers we have, what it was is a gentleman who used to run a custom home building here in Loveland. I believe it's his two daughters, and what they do is they kind of come up with the ideas on how they want to do it. Well, Dad's no longer doing that business anymore, and he's semi-retired, so they just take money and flip homes, and he does it pretty much for free for something to do. So that was huge, because a lot of the times, if you can find a situation like that, some deals that wouldn't work because people would have to pay contractors and laborers. Definitely found now somebody, it's like, hey, if the numbers are tight, it's a great place to go with somebody that's going to be doing the work themselves. So hugely valuable there. We were able to go at 220 was the original thing I wanted to my seller for. Because the agent also wanted to make something, and he had the cash buyers who were coming to the table that wanted to close in a week for me. What I did is I gave up my contract, didn't want to, lost control of it, but I figured sometimes you just got to get a deal done, and did a Colorado real estate contract, and through that, we I was able to just get a provision at the end that the real estate agent would get 1% of the sales price, and I'd end up with 5,000 on it. Um, so the numbers worked out great. My seller, with the equity added in his home, walked away with about $69,000 from the sale of the property. Agent got his 2250 on it. We were able to take home 5 grand, and the cash buyers were able to get a property and close in a week. So from the time we went under contract with him, it was about 6 days later we were in the office closing on it. And there I got my 5 grand check. So I think some of the things I learned from it is just go get yourself in a bunch of mess, get yourself in trouble, and figure it out. That's one of the best things is, I don't come from this background, nobody in my family does. It's just something I've had to learn on my own. But most people out there are smart enough to figure it out. You've been given all the tools you need to figure this out, to know at least what enough information to make yourself dangerous, which is always a good thing. So, I'm not an expert at it. I'm not a genius or anything. I just took the simple tools over there and learned how to do it, and got my first one under my belt, especially in northern Colorado. Inventory is crazy up here right now. There's not a lot to find, but somebody's finding them. So the one greatest thing about this business is you just have to keep making offers. There's enough tools out there where if you make enough offers and make enough noise, somebody's going to say yes. And a lot of the times that's what takes most people out. From a lot of our folks I've met through this is, they're talking about, man, I'm just struggling. There seems nothing out there. It's like, my business partner did one at the beginning of this month, and so we split it, and we're also going to split this one. So me and him combined have done 2 in 1 month. So that's huge, especially kind of way things are up here. So I just encourage everybody to keep grinding out, keep making offers. If you do that, sooner or later you're going to luck out. So hopefully this is a benefit. A little bit about the deal, and again, it's the basics. There's nothing incredible. There's nothing amazing. You just have to consistently go do the things that you were taught to do and told to do, and do them and do them and do them. So hope this helped. Appreciate everything, and you guys have a great day.